You're listening to iCannabisRadio.com.
All right, we are back from a 2-week break. As always, I'm David, and joining me in the studio today is Miss Samantha Walsh.
I'm high on Dr. Pepper.
I'm sorry, you're what?
I'm high on Dr. Pepper.
You're high on Dr. Pepper right
I got
now.
a little sugar rush today.
Nice. And we also have our special guest today, Mr. Erick Hunter. From
Dr. Erick Hunter.
I'm sorry, you're right.
Dr. Erick Hunter.
What are you now a doctor of?
Mining engineering.
Mining. That's a huge degree, actually.
Colorado School of Mines.
I know. Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
That's really cool. How did you do like full time on that, or were you kind of doing it? You weren't doing it full time because you were working the whole time on Rocky Mountain Hemp Association and everything else. So I guess it's been hard to get that degree halfway, right? I mean, like at night, I guess. Or
started off with uranium and wound up with hemp.
Wow, that's interesting.
Now,
U to H.
How did that happen, by the way?
I'm sorry.
Well, it all started when I was about 10 years old, and my dad had a farm where the farmer grew wheat and soybeans, but on the sides of the fields were stands of feral hemp. And I was always interested in the plant, and a couple of years ago, I got my chance to take it to the big time when I got a call from Linda Parker and Jason Love, and they needed help with their hemp bill, and I testified on House Bill 12-1099. We got that passed, and then we got 13-241 passed this year, and so working full time on Rocky Mountain Hemp Association, and I've narrowed down the hemp products field to 4 major interests of mine, which I can talk about a little later if you want.
Well, we can say there's 4 interests right now, and then we'll talk about it later, but
okay,
just so I don't forget.
All right, well, hemp can make 25,000 different products at least, and so I'm looking at products which may give us a return in the short term, and are also not requiring a large infrastructure like a textile mill would be requiring. And I would like to concentrate on CBDs, which are now working their way into the medical marijuana field. But
yeah, Dixie Elixir has been utilizing hemp CBDs for a while now with their Dixie Botanicals line.
Yeah, and then I saw it at the Clinic Golf Tournament, CBD suckers too.
Oh yeah, the Mountain High Suckers.
There you go. Yeah,
those guys are really good. They were actually the first on the scene.
Oh yeah,
on CBDs, but they're making it from a marijuana plant. I mean, you're talking about actually CBDs on the hemp side, aren't you?
Right, and that would be a byproduct of outdoor production of industrial hemp, and depending on how the regulations work, it may be more cost effective to do it that way.
That's interesting. That's an interesting point. Because my understanding also, though, is you need to do more hemp plants to get the level of CBDs for a concentrate that you would need from a marijuana plant. So it takes more plants. But, of course, hemp grows so dense, and in the sun, it's a lot easier, cheaper.
That's correct. You don't have to pay money for lighting.
Yeah.
So there's no electricity bill.
Yeah.
And
water rights are a little tricky.
Right. You need water, but luckily, we've been getting rain. It seems like the drought's over.
You know what I think? I think actually our whole calendar has changed by at least 30 to 45 days. I think because this rain that we're getting now used to happen the end of June and July.
Right.
And so now we're a month late.
Yeah, and Ryan Laughlin is really enjoying that rain, I'm sure, down there.
Ryan Laughlin being the first commercial farmer to put hemp in the ground here in Colorado.
Yeah, in Springfield, way southeast Colorado. And so then another...
Front page of the New York Times, right?
Oh, yes,
that's right. Front page of the New York Times, and I think it was there for the... I put these on because don't look at me like that. Christian told me to put them on.
Now I feel left out.
There you go. Now Eric's going to join in the bamboo sunglasses party.
Yes. We've been wearing Sohio sunglasses since the 710 Cup.
I know. I don't think I've ever taken them off. So,
I know.
But yeah, I think it was there for the first half of the morning. It was definitely the front page and the lead story, and then it kind of got bumped in the afternoon. But I've seen it go viral on Facebook. It's amazing.
People are excited about hemp.
Very excited.
I think they are. I think I think we've turned that corner on hemp. There's still plenty of people out there, as you guys both know, that don't know what hemp is or don't know. I actually heard the other day somebody didn't know what the word cannabis meant. As a saying, oh no, it's it's cannabis, and like the friend of mine told me that they were saying this, and like what could you tell what's cannabis? Like marijuana is like, is it the same? They had to actually explain it, which I still
Do you
find
prefer
funny.
calling it cannabis as opposed to marijuana?
I do because marijuana is a name that it's almost like the N word in a way.
Pot is the N word of
pot is the N word. You're right.
Pot is the N word.
Pot is the N word. No, but in a way it is, and it's not but if you know history of the word marijuana and why we call it marijuana now, it's like almost in support of William Randolph Hearst, who is the reason why.
Well, it's part of the propaganda behind it.
Exactly. It wasn't a made up name. It came from a song, a Mexican song, and it was like he used it in revenge.
What do you prefer, Eric?
Myself?
Yeah.
I like cannabis. I like hemp. But it's really obvious that it was a racist campaign. There's stuff that you can't even repeat on the air, and we wouldn't repeat on the air.
No, you could actually repeat it on this air.
Well,
You're actually okay to repeat it on this air. Yes. Go for it, Eric.
I'm not going
Well, it's not considered racist if you're utilizing it as a point, like you're reiterating a racist remark or whatever. But
makes darkies think they're as good as white men.
yes.
Oh,
yes.
yeah, that was a good one.
Or makes white women want to sleep with black men.
Sleep with them, yes.
Well, yeah. I mean,
It's
there was all these like. It was very racist usage because it was like to them it was like a new drug. They didn't understand that they were talking about cannabis because if they knew they were talking about cannabis from the beginning, they would have been like, well, they're crazy. This is stupid. Everybody knows that it's safe and hemp is safe and when they finally discovered it, it was too late. I mean, it was already being banned.
That's right. And Dr. Woodward from the American Medical Association testified in the 1937 hearings and said, we know of no reason why this should be banned, and it's got medical uses. And Anslinger said, get out of here. Thank you.
Just imagine where we'd be right now. I mean, if it wasn't for that, like imagine where the hemp and the entire cannabis
industry. Do we have
would
time to imagine, or are we going to go over again?
Yeah, we would go over that.
We would,
but we would, and it's one of those things that's like doesn't matter because this is where we are now. But at the same point, it's like BMW is launching in November. I don't know if you guys know this. It's not a hemp car, but it has hemp in it, and
isn't it 800 pounds lighter?
Is about 800 pounds lighter because a large amount of it is utilized made with hemp. It's an electric car, fully electric car, and the whole battery evenly balances it too. So it's really nice. It's really well built. It's BMW, so it's going to be built well. And they've utilized hemp in the past in their cars. But this is the first time they've gotten like kind of full blown done it, and they said it was hemp on the interior doors because it helps soundproof the doors and it absorbs the sound, which is awesome.
And then probably stronger for accidents, right? Because if you're making the door panel out of it, you want to make it very strong.
Yeah, it would be stronger. I mean, I don't know what the numbers are on if it's stronger than steel or not. It's definitely stronger than the plastic crap that we're using right now.
Are hemp plastic composites and fiberglass composites like what we build in cars something that we're going to be able to do here in Colorado?
We hope in the short term, with minimal processing, we can get it done. We know that it's impact resistant because Hood Lab has a bulletproof vest made of it.
Yes.
So
they made it for Snoop Dogg too. They made one for Snoop Dogg.
Yeah. I love that. We actually brought that jacket into the House committee when we were testifying on the industrial hemp bill. It was great. They loved it.
It's super heavy.
All those Republican House members loved it.
And they knew the terminology. They said, it's a level 4 ballistic, whatever it was, and I was impressed.
It's Colorado.
They were probably impressed because level 4, that's pretty good. And I'm like, what?
Yeah,
how many levels are there?
I don't know if it's level 4, but it was something like that.
Right.
So, yes, I know that Ed Lehrberger is sitting on the Industrial Hemp Advisory Committee, and he has a plastics composite company.
Well, he tests biofuels, and so we're hoping he has the necessary equipment to process the fiber into useful products.
I don't know a lot about the process of creating plastics. I mean, I know cellulose, and you take cellulosic fiber, but how hard is it going to be to incorporate hemp into plastics? Does it take a lot more work to refine it to do that?
Well, it depends on what kind of plastic you're talking about. If you're making something,
say to build homes or to build cars.
Okay, so you would take a mat And that would be created by chopping up the stalks and brushing them and adding some kind of resin. So it would be like fiberglass, or in the case of Cheech and Chong's first movie, Up in Smoke, fiberweed. And you can build a van out of that and drive it from TJ to LA. And so there are other things too. We're looking at a need for seed breeding and seeds that grow plants that do well in Colorado.
Yes.
And also hemp foods are high on the list. That requires a minimum of processing equipment. You just need an expeller press and a nitrogen packing system and refrigeration.
Sure.
And that's very doable.
Well, I think some of the exciting. I'm most excited about plastics. I got to be honest. I'm most excited. I'm excited about everything. I'm very excited about paper, but I know what's going to take for us to print our magazine on paper, and it's going to take some time and research and a lot of work. But I'm really excited about plastics because, first of all, it's already out there. People are already doing it much more effectively on cars and stuff like that. But the biodegradability of the plastic is one of the things I'm really excited about. And then, all right, why can we not start like printing? Putting bottled water made of hemp plastic and the plastic bags that we're getting at the grocery store. I mean, are these easier plastics to make? I mean, or is it going to be easier to do the bigger, like more firm plastic?
Well, the first material, fiberweed, is really easy to do because all you have to do is separate the outer bast fibers from the inner herds, and then you just texture it to a mat, and then you add resin, as I mentioned.
Right.
Now, making plastics like corn cups, for example, are made from the starchy part of a corn kernel, and that's going to require some more refining. And the way I see it going down is that the outer fiber will be used for the fiberweed, and the interior part, which is the herd, is a good source of cellulose and doesn't have a high lignin content, which is the gluey stuff that makes it hard to process into anything. That's going to be a good byproduct that can go into like corn cups. And I do know that the naturally sourced plastics, if they're thrown into the ocean, last from 45 to 90 days, whereas the petroleum-sourced plastics will last for years.
Oh, and they'll combine to the plastic island out in is it the Pacific?
Yeah, I was getting to that. There's a plastic island out there, and I'm surprised no one has gone out there with a flag and claimed it as their own.
Rob Corey just might, actually, now that you've given him that idea.
Okay, good. Do it. But the problem is that stuff gets out there, and then it gets wrapped around seagulls' necks and turtles' necks, and so hopefully this kind of degradable plastic will be used in products that are meant to be thrown away, and then we use the fiber and a different kind of resin for things that will last for years and years, and finally will be shredded up and recycled. But you have to separate those two. Yeah, it's great. It's great that plastic's degradable, but you don't want to build a car out of something that's degradable.
No, of course not. Of course.
So you have to make that distinction.
Well, the idea was the Kestrel car was the one that was made fully out of hemp up in Canada for Motive Industries.
Right.
And they were, I believe they said, we did a feature on them that they were like, well, you could bury it, and it would degrade, and it would go, fall apart. But that's because you're burying it and you're letting it corrode over time. But unlike, a regular car, which will just, you bury it, it's still there. It's not going away.
Like the Cadillac Ranch.
Yeah, exactly. The Cadillac Ranch, exactly. Well, I think we have to go to a break. Oh, we have 2 minutes.
Oh, we have 2 minutes. Oh.
I was totally I thought my break clock was on. It really. Yeah.
This is why I tell you not to get high before we go on the radio.
Says the girl who got high before
that is
we
not
get on
true.
the radio.
That is not true. Yeah. That is a false allegation against my pristine image. How dare you, sir? I'm going to put these on. I'm going back. Remember last time when I put these on and I was in the ignore thing?
Protest too much.
All right, moving on to the news.
To the news.
No,
well, we have to get to the news, but we don't have.
Now we have a minute. This is goofing off time now.
This is goofing off time now.
Well, you've got 2 minutes left, Eric. It's goofing off time.
Okay. Well, I take our listeners seriously, and I know they have a lot to do. So we should probably make sure this is a good use of their time.
He takes our listeners seriously?
Hey, I do take our listeners seriously.
Do we have listeners?
We, of course, have listeners. Why do you always make that joke?
Can we tell who's online?
Just because you can't see them
I
does not
literally
mean they're
thought
not
it was
there.
just my mom. I literally did. I literally thought it was just my
Maybe
mom.
your mom and my dad. No, I'm pretty sure we have listeners all the time. Otherwise, why are we still doing this?
I want to talk about how awesome this latest issue of the Hemp Connoisseur is.
Oh, well, we need to talk about that. I don't know if we have a minute to talk about it, but I will say this. I'm really proud of this issue, and I'm really proud of the cover story that we did on this issue. There's a really brave woman out there named Belita Nelson who actually came forward with a story, and I want to talk a little bit more about that after the break.
Yeah.
So we actually wasted enough time for that break.
See? There's nothing wrong with goof off time. Don't be scared of goof off time, Eric.
And on that note, we'll be right back.
The Law Office of Edson, Mayton, and Matz provides criminal defense, family law, medical marijuana defense, and advice about setting up and running a medical marijuana center, optional premises cultivation operation, and infused product manufacturing businesses throughout the state of Colorado. We're focused on providing high-quality service and customer satisfaction. We will do everything we can to meet your expectations. WarrenEdson.com. Edson, Mayton, and Matz in Denver, 303-831-8188, and in Aspen, 970-948-7183. WarrenEdson.com.
Are you a runner? Are you a runner who supports marijuana legalization? Run on Grass is a group of athletes actively seeking to change our marijuana laws. We speak the truth about cannabis, bringing the message through our feet to new ears. Check out runongrass.com to find out more about us, our events, and how to join up or how to sponsor a runner. If you're in the Denver area, please join us for runs or start a group in your area. Running not your thing? Any sport can do it. On grass. Runongrass.com.
The National Cannabis Industry Association would like to thank its members who represent the leading professional businesses in America's emerging legal cannabis market. NCIA is the only organization that has unified legitimate cannabis business across the nation to fight for real reform in Washington, D.C. For more information or to make your business a member, visit us online at thecannabisindustry.org.
Oh, hi. We are back. And I was firmly reprimanded. So now I'm all about business. So, Eric, let's talk Rocky Mountain Hemp Association.
Let's do it.
Let's talk Rocky Mountain Hemp Association. I know right now Rocky Mountain Hemp Association is positioning itself as the premier hemp trade organization in the state of Colorado and eventually in New Mexico or in Arizona, Nevada, all these other wonderful southwestern states. They're going to be growing hemp soon. And I know that one of the biggest focuses is basically helping individuals navigate the legislative and the market, and helping big market investors navigate the hemp world, which they're new to. What other big projects are you guys working on right now?
Well, we want to start with something that can provide instant value to somebody that joins the Rocky Mountain Hemp Association. And a couple things that we've identified first are, number one, you're going to have a listing in the business directory if you so desire. And number two, you get our newsletter. And a lot of people don't sit in front of the computer all day like some of us do, especially farmers. So we're looking at good old-fashioned paper distribution.
Paper?
Eventually, once we can get enough funding, it's not cheap.
Yeah, it's not cheap. That's why I don't print on hemp paper.
I think in the Colorado Springs Gazette, they do all their printing now through the Denver Post. So there's a big printing press down in Colorado Springs. It's just sitting empty.
Yeah, but you have to set it up for hemp paper as well, and there's a lot.
No one cares about your details. Go on, Eric.
Okay, so we also have the legislative and lobbying services of Samantha Walsh,
Yes.
Which will come with the membership, and a 15% discount on advertising in the Hemp Connoisseur magazine for
Nice.
the
And I
Rocky
think-
Mountain Hemp Association members.
10% off all hemp hood lamb gear, especially, and 15% if you want to buy for your whole company and business and get a logo printed on it.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, and Adam
We'll be
Dunn
doing
is one
that.
of our founding members.
Yes.
And we also have Ben Holmes from Centennial Seeds, and Sam.
No relation to John Holmes,
and-
by the way.
No. And Linda Parker.
No relation to Peter Parker, by the way.
No, and she's spider-free. And then we
David Madalena.
have David as a member. And
They ran out of names, so they had
Brian
to ask me.
Vicente, who's who in the hemp world.
Yeah, well, Brian
I bet I
Vicente
can get
rocks,
Rick
actually.
Rick Ritter too, who's the head of RBI strategies. He loves the hemp. He said like I did that it's his unpaid passion in the world.
That's right. So you can check us out at RockyMountainHempAssociation.org and see the news about the upcoming hemp panel that's being sponsored by Morris Beagle from Colorado Hemp Products. And
Morris is a great guy, by the way.
oh yeah, he's really solid. He sells hemp sneakers.
No
hemp
relation to
t-shirts.
Snoopy.
No,
That's a
that's
Beagle
Beagle
joke.
with 2 E's. And so that's going to be coming up at the Rise Festival
new
in
thing.
Loveland on August 16th, which is a Friday at 4 p.m. So we
Wait,
hope to
what
see
day
you.
was that again?
That's Friday, August 16th,
August 16th. Friday? At what time?
4 o'clock.
4 o'clock.
Day
Okay.
before my mom's birthday.
Oh, Friday, August 16th at 4 o'clock.
And where is that located at again?
The Sunrise Ranch is in Loveland, Colorado, and you can look at
Can
the
you Google that?
website.
There's a website.
Yeah.
There is a Rise Festival. That's ARISE festival.com. And Michael Fronte from Spearhead will be headlining. He'll be playing on Saturday, though. So if you show up for our hemp panel, you won't get to see Fronte unless he's cavorting amongst the crowd.
He probably will be.
Keller Williams will be there with his band, a band that features one of the members of Jurassic 5.
No relation to the paint company.
No.
Let's see, we're just going to keep going with
Oh,
this.
yeah.
Or the
We're
real
gonna
estate
beat
company.
this
Yeah.
dead horse into the ground now. All right, keep going. Sorry.
And so Ryan will be talking about the 70 acres that he is currently growing.
Wasn't it 60, 70?
60 or 70.
Somewhere 60 or 70 acres. There we go. Now we're accurate.
Yeah, Linda and I were down there
Yes.
in May helping him with putting in some of the starts that he had done inside, and we moved them outside.
Did you get pictures?
We got pictures, and we were featured on a Colorado Springs news station, Channel 5, and we'll also be in the upcoming documentary, which is financed by Bruce Perlowen, CEO of Hemp Inc., and it's a follow-up to Hempsters Plant the Seed, which starred, amongst other people, Woody Harrelson,
Yeah, and David Bronner was in it.
Craig Lee, our good friend from the Kentucky
Yeah,
Hemp Growers
that's right.
Co-op. I encourage everybody to go to YouTube right now and type in Craig Lee Gradual Freakout, and he talks about the DEA seizing his fish food and how ridiculous it is that we can't vote for the people in the DEA and vote them out specifically is what he was looking for.
$2 billion budget, and we have no control over it.
Yeah, and Craig Lee's going to be in town next week, and we're hoping that he'll be at the Arise Festival. And so shout out to our friends in Kentucky who got hemp legalized because Craig Lee went to the State House and laid on someone's desk and said he wasn't going to move until the guy voted yes for it, and he did. So
Wait a minute. You mean it wasn't Eric Steenstra just doing it all in the power of his, like, Care Bear tummy love? Just kidding. I'm kidding, Eric Steenstra.
I thought he had a magic wand. It's like Harry Potter.
I'd be impressed if he was listening to the show, actually.
Oh, yeah. See, Eric, I just got an instant message from my friend who said, if we're not fun, no one's going to want to listen. So we have to have a little fun.
See?
I'm all about fun.
So if it's making fun of Eric Steenstra's Care Bear
See,
tummy
so
love
somebody
and
else
his
is
magic
listening
Kentucky
too, unless
bars-
that was your mom.
No, that wasn't my mom. That was my best friend.
all right, can we do a shout out to her? Can we say
Yeah.
her name?
What's up, Amber? How you doing, girl?
There you go. If anyone else wants to
Put your
email
boob
us
back
Yeah.
into your
or text
shirt.
us, we'll shout you out.
Yes, we
Put the
will.
wine down and pay attention to your children. What? I'm just giving her friendly advice on the radio.
That's
good.
awesome. That's awesome. Sorry.
Okay, so we were talking about the Arise
Yes,
Festival.
Thank you. Thank you.
And-
Somebody is keeping us on track today.
That's right.
Is there going to be wine at the Arise Festival?
Because there's a doctor.
I don't
in
know,
the
but
house.
there's probably going to be beer. This is the
Nice.
first
Hemp
time. We don't know for sure.
I think we should get some hemp beer there.
We possibly could bring it in. I don't know. There will be camping there, and
Random girl here today. She's totally random today.
Yes.
Sorry.
yeah, that's all right.
Yeah. Usually she's.
You know what else is random? Dolphins. I like dolphins.
I petted a dolphin.
You know it's
one
Shark
time.
Week right now.
I'm so over Shark Week.
I know I am too, but it's still
I've never
every
even
once in a
been in-
while you flip and you see. A
I've
little
never
cool
even
thing
been
with a shark.
never been a Shark Week person. I don't care. I think it's I think it's totally bourgeois. Go on, Eric. You were saying you petted a dolphin once.
No.
Yes, Cape Cod, Massachusetts. You can play fetch with a dolphin like you would a dog.
I think David wants to beat me to death. He's like, Sam, I'm
Not
gonna
to
slap
death.
you with it.
Not to death.
Not to death. just like, stop talking. You're ruining everything.
Eric is trying so hard. He's like, I'm trying to
I'm
get
all
this
business.
info about
Oh,
the
whatever.
Arise.
business.
Eric is Eric has one of the best sense of humors I've ever met.
Oh, I know.
He
I
does.
know.
He's and then he gonna maybe no, I forgot what I was gonna say.
That's okay. That's
Go on,
probably
Eric.
a
What
good
were we
thing.
talking about? Petting dolphins in Cape Cod.
Yeah, there was a SeaWorld type place there when I was a kid, and after the show was over, they let you stick your hand in the tank, which, we can't do nowadays because of lawyers and vets and all those responsible people.
They take all the fun out of
I
everything.
know,
And
but
arm-hungry killer whales.
the dolphin would bring you a ball, and it would spit up the ball, and you'd throw it, and it would get it for you and bring it back.
How much fun is
Amazing.
that? That's cool.
Very smart creatures.
Very smart creatures.
Taste like chicken.
Do they?
No,
No.
I just made that up.
All right. They may. I don't know. Maybe they do.
No, they taste like whale.
They taste like whale. They probably do taste like
Which
whale.
there was a place in San Diego serving whale as sushi for a while. They got shut down.
I would think so. That's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy. They're now finding out that like shark fin soup which is very popular on the coast. This is my little 10 minutes of Shark Week today, by the way.
Yes.
Shark fin soup is full of sharks that are near endangerment.
Oh, it's terrible. I mean, I don't have a problem with someone using the entire shark, but when
But
you
you're
cut
just
off
using
the
the fin,
and
it's
then
kind of ridiculous.
you send it back in the ocean to die a painful death.
Because
with
it
no
does. It
fin.
just rolls around, right? It can't
Yeah.
really stay up.
No stabilizer.
That's crazy. That's just cruel.
Yeah. Bird's nest soup is kind of the same way. All those little birds without a home. And think of all the bird poop in bird's nest soup.
I've
Wait, is
always-
bird's nest soup really that?
It's saliva.
I know. This kind of a thing makes me just want to become a vegan. If only.
Bird's nest
I just
Is
thought
there
it was a
any kind of-
term because I'd never been in front of a bird's nest soup. It's literally the bird's nest.
They
and
go into caves and they get these bird's nests. And
What do they do? Put like hot water in it or
Bird
something?
makes it out of its saliva on the rocks, and they break it off and make soup out of it.
Yeah, there you go.
That's disgusting. That's
Is it-
that's
I
disgusting.
have a question. So, I mean, doesn't this kind of whole thing just make you want to become a vegan? Like when you see how poorly animals are treated, and is there any kind of meat?
Yeah, but
Okay.
veal
Hemp meat
tastes
substitute
good.
that I can
You
start
know
eating?
what? I
Transition.
agree.
You
I
missed the transition, David.
Oh,
You're ruining it. Is
I
there any
did.
kind of hemp meat?
Yes.
Like, oh, there is. There's a
Absolutely.
new hemp meat product out there. Tell me about this hemp meat product.
Absolutely. So I've been doing some research into making hemp food product which can compete with meat products. And what I'm finding out, there are 2 or 3 different hemp meat products. And there's one that's in California. There's one locally you can buy at Whole Foods called Hillary's. And Hillary's is made with non-GMO products. And there's no soy. And there's no dairy.
What's wrong with soy?
A lot of people are allergic to soy.
It's not good for guys to have a lot of soy.
Is it
too.
really?
No,
Is
because
it-
it increases your estrogen level.
I've heard of that. Yes.
Yeah.
So okay.
So I would
Yeah, man
recommend.
boobs.
And what's wrong with
Man boobs,
gluten?
bad.
Gluten is not very digestible, and a lot of people are really allergic to it, and they don't know that they're allergic to it, so they're sick all the
I
time.
thought the whole thing was that people. Oh yeah, gluten free. Okay, yeah. Go on.
Yeah, it's I believe the enzyme is called amylase, and people are allergic to that. But
Most people are actually allergic to gluten, it seems now.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not.
Most people don't admit it, I think, or recognize it.
I can eat a pizza, a bunch of pretzels. I'm fine. But what we're looking for is something that people with food allergies can tolerate, and also as many of us know, have been studying hemp seed oil. It's got the highest omega-3, 6, and 9 content, highest GLA content. There's something about that in the latest issue, right?
Yes, there is.
And so check out the THC magazine.
He's all business. We need to keep Eric around because he's just always like on point. With
Try
what
to
we
stay it
talk
on
about.
track.
Because we'll talk about a plan for the show, and then like it goes
Well,
away.
I tried to do a really good segue there. I'm
You
just
did-
saying.
you did try to
I'm
do a good
trying to be
segue.
very
I missed it.
responsible. After you guys rebuked me earlier, it really made me sit back and reflect with my my glasses of shame on.
Well, hey, okay, so since we're talking about the magazine, let's just do this real quick. All right, the magazine, a couple changes to let people know. We're now monthly.
Oh, monthly.
We are now going to make the shift to monthly because the popularity has increased. We were quarterly, bi-monthly. Thank you, golf clap, golf clap. Which reminds me, we have to talk about where we were this weekend too. Yeah, we're now monthly, so you get to see us every month. And next month we will be starting a subscription program because I was fielding a lot of calls from people saying, "Look, it runs off. It disappears off the shelves so fast that I don't even get a chance to get every issue." So we're now opening up for subscriptions starting in September.
Nice.
Yeah, so
That's
kind of
lovely.
exciting. We have some stories in here I definitely want to talk about, but there was some other things in the news and some things that we've done this weekend that we
Yeah,
should
what
talk about.
did we do this week? Well, first let's talk about do you want to?
Let's talk about what we did before this weekend.
But yeah, did we do something with
Something
Rocky
at the
Mountain Hemp
Capitol with
Association?
Rocky Mountain Hemp Association.
Did we do something, Eric? What did we do there?
Yes, the flag that flew over the Capitol building in Washington, D.C. made a return to Colorado and flew over the Capitol on Colfax.
Oh, and why did it? What day was that?
Okay, well, first I'm going to have to bring people up to speed on where the flag came from. And
Don't correct any kind of misnomers out there.
okay, well, we'll work on this together and we'll see if we come up with the right story. The
I'm just going to sit back and watch these two work.
Mike Bowman, who is our friend and sits on the Industrial Hemp Advisory Committee.
And on the Rocky Mountain Hemp Association board.
Yes. Wanted to come up with something that would make a bold statement about how we're transitioning to more sane cannabis policy on the federal level. And so he was working with Jared Polis, who sponsored an amendment to the Farm Bill, and there's also an Industrial Hemp Farming Act. The amendment to the Farm Bill passed, and to recognize that very important step, the idea was hatched to fly this flag, and you can't buy a hemp flag off the shelf, so we had to make one. So our good friend Dos Ellis from
Aquados.
Aguados.
Hemp ice cream. Hemp ice cream.
Hemp
Oh,
ice
by the
cream
way,
guy.
that is like my favorite ice cream.
Really?
It's really good.
It is good.
It is. I mean, I love all the crazy flavors of ice cream I can get in the stores and everything, but
Yeah.
like his ice cream just has a really nice texture and flavor to it.
No dairy, no soy, no way. And so he drove down to Tracy Shungren's shop in Manitou Springs.
Who also sits on the Industrial Hemp Advisory
I was
Council.
actually just at Tracy's shop, and I'm wearing a T-shirt I bought from it
Oh,
yesterday.
it looks
That
good
looks
on you.
good.
Thank
Feels
you.
good.
Hemp T-shirt from Ono.
There you go. And she
no.
found the right piece of fabric, and then the fabric was delivered by DOS to Adam. Is that correct?
Yes.
And Adam has access to a large printing machine.
At Dank Decals.
Dank decals, we're plugging.
Kind of funny to think Dank Decals helped out with the hemp
Oh,
flag. Yeah.
dank as fuck, yo.
Yay.
And the flag made its way to Washington, D.C. And Jared Polis brought it out, and he told the story of Betsy Ross, which may or may not be true, but it doesn't really matter because it's inspirational.
Well, let's just say that. And so, is Adam the nude Betsy Ross?
Could be. Dank
in a way.
Decals has some hand in
Yeah,
there.
some
I know
hand in
it was a community effort. You can't
was.
really.
Is Rocky Mountain Hemp Association the new
Well,
Betsy
this was
Ross.
all put together by Rocky Mountain Hemp
yes.
Association.
Maybe
So
that's
that
what it
and,
is.
and that's one of the benefits of Rocky Mountain Hemp Association is organizing all these things.
Yeah, we do a lot of good community grassroots stuff.
Well, there's something that Rocky Mountain Hemp Association is working on in the near future
which
with the
we'll
Hemp
talk
Connoisseur.
about. We'll talk about
Yeah,
it.
but we got to
So-
finish this story first.
Well, okay, let's finish the story, but we have a break that we have to go to. So do we have time? I mean, how?
Make it quick. So then
Yeah,
Jared
make-
Polis
Okay.
flew the flag up.
Jared Polis got the flag to fly in Washington. That was July 4th. And the next holiday was Colorado Day, which was the day, August 1st, when Colorado became a state back in the 1800s. And so we flew the flag there, and we got some good pictures. And Melanie Asmar, our friend with Westward Magazine, did a great article on it. We want to thank you, Melanie.
Melanie is the tits.
Yes.
She is. She probably wouldn't appreciate me saying that. Actually, I think Melanie would appreciate me saying that.
Yeah, she'd probably
She's
smack
down.
me if I said that to
Yeah,
her.
she would
but-
totally slap you if you said that.
I hope she would. But anyway, so that's the story of the flag. And you got it from us, the people that were involved.
And right now, that flag is safely locked away, actually in a very iconic place in of itself, Brian Vicente's office.
Yeah. The marijuana
Now that
mansion.
flag is supposed to be making a tour of the United
Yes,
States
we will be
Capitol
making
buildings.
a tour. We're working on a schedule right now. We want to sort of follow in this pattern that we've been doing of having the flag fly over hemp-friendly states. And on sort of days of significance. So this is going to be like a long journey. I mean, we're going to spread it out over like a year or two. And then, obviously we're going to do a Follow the Flag website.
We are
which
going to
will-
do a Follow the Flag. We have one of our guys, DJ, is going to be doing a story for the September issue on the hemp flag
and
as
it's
well.
going to be on THC. It's going to be a offshoot of THC magazines.
We're gonna
website.
put something in on there on the website as it develops. There's not enough to put on the flag right now. It's just like dot.
What?
So
It's
let's-
just like one little
you
hoppy
want,
dot.
You want a little hoppy dot?
Yeah, I want a
Okay,
hoppy
we'll
dot.
work on the hoppy dot.
Hoppy dot.
Okay,
Yeah, 2 dots.
2 dots.
No, it's like a little dotted line, like
Colorado,
Bugs Bunny
Washington, back to
style.
Colorado.
Yeah.
Right. I
Yeah.
gotcha. We'll do it. All right, we got to go to break.
Go to break.
We'll be back, and
back.
we'll talk about what was it?
This new exciting hemp charity project.
The new exciting hemp charity project. So we'll be right back.
Let's face it, rules and regulations are complicated, especially in the field of medical marijuana. Let Medical Marijuana 101 help you get through the compliance process. We can also explain to you your employment requirements, your employees, and your business. But our work doesn't stop there. Our experience in cultivation ranges from the design of grow rooms to the diagnosis and resolution of grow problems. Visit us at www.medicalmarijuana101.com or call 303-388-7706. That's 303-388-7706.
Whether you are a commercial grower or cultivate as a hobby, No Dough Urban Garden Supply is Denver's first stop for your hydroponic grow needs. With a wide range of products including House and Garden, Botanicare, and Fox Farm, their knowledgeable staff can get you started on your first garden or help you with your well-established business. No Dough Urban Garden Supply is located in downtown Denver at 1330 27th Street, 4 blocks north of Coors Field near MMD of Colorado. They are open 6 days a week from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Call 303-296-3424 or visit them on the web at www.nodoughurbangardensupply.com.
Green Faith Ministry is for spiritual guidance, MMJ information, and networking combined with compassionate care on the way to enlightenment with all Green Faith sacraments. Green Faith provides charity assistance, including medical and food throughout the year. Contact them at greenfaithministry.com.
And we are back. Hi, guys. Look at me bringing it in.
Thank God.
Yeah, I'm quick like that.
Okay, so we let's go over news.
Let's do a little legislative update real quick.
Yeah.
All right. So Industrial Hemp Committee has met once. It will be meeting one more time next week. They're in the process right now of figuring out how testing is going to be done, figuring out how registration is going to be done. I sat in the committee meeting. Obviously, I don't sit on the committee, but I felt like it was a very positive thing. I sit also in these working groups for the marijuana. For Amendment 64 for the retail marijuana conversion that we'll be doing here on January 1st, and that's just a shit show. To see the Industrial Hemp Committee do it, I'm just kidding. It's not a shit show. It's just kind of meh sometimes.
Contentious.
Well,
Contentious
I
at
think
points.
it's more contentious because
people got to get their talking points, and you got to get the industry people who speak for the industry are going to do their spiel.
Well, there's still the reefer madness going on.
The
with
smart
that side,
mommies have got to do. Oh, I'm sorry. The LDS Church has to get their talking points in through Smart Colorado. Just kidding. That's a joke.
Why did you have to drag child brides into this? Go Colorado City.
Yeah.
It's in Arizona.
Woo. It's just really. I just remember sitting in the Industrial Hemp Advisory Committee, and I believe Dr. Hunter was there too, and it was just really refreshing to have actual constructive dialogue going back.
Everybody wants it to succeed. Unlike the task force where we had select members who still thought it was 1937, we have people that are looking forward into the future on the committee. And
Wait, when you were saying the task force, do you mean on the marijuana side, right?
Yes.
Okay, just clarify.
Yes, exactly.
And that's that legislative update. I think the Farm Bill is still currently sort of sitting there
Kinda
waiting.
under works.
Yeah.
Yes, and
It's the food stamps that's holding this whole thing
the
up.
food stamps is a big deal on this, but
I think it's goofy that's part of the Farm Bill, by the
but
way.
we're confident our hemp amendment is going to stay strong.
Yeah.
I know Senator Michael Bennett is going to be sitting on the conference committee that's going to be negotiating the Farm Bill.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can go ahead and give Senator Michael Bennett a call and let him know that you want the hemp amendment to pass through
and
with the Farm Bill.
the hemp amendment being allowing study.
Yes.
Just got to clarify and remind our listeners in case they haven't heard that one before.
Yes,
that
it will allow. So there's an amendment to the Farm Bill that will allow industrial hemp to be grown by research universities for research and development purposes in states that have already basically removed barriers for hemp production.
Yeah.
That's right. The Polis Amendment number 37 did pass through the House. The Farm Bill is uncertain, though. It may or may
It
not.
passed through the Senate. Right now they've got to go to conference.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
It just didn't pass with any amendments because it's a long story. It went to cloture vote and all that kind of bullshit.
Okay.
So that's where we are with that bill. Of course, there's always the Industrial Hemp Farming Act that is just sitting out there idly either. But let's all remember, Congress has only passed 9 bills.
This is seriously a do nothing.
9 bills.
I love when they were like, I forget which year it was that they came up with the term. Oh, that was the do nothing Congress. It's like, no, you can't have the anymore. They all are. It's just a do nothing Congress.
It is
they do nothing.
But we can do something if you want to check out a group that's doing a lot. Hemp for America, that's the number 4, had a press conference outside of Senator Udall's office.
Someone who also needs to hear from his constituents.
Yes, and Senator Udall has privately been a supporter of hemp, and we would like him to be a sponsor on the Hemp Amendment and the Hemp Farming Bill of 2013. And we talked with his assistants when we visited his office, and they were very friendly, and we gave them our spiel. And so if you could call Senator Udall and tell him to support the hemp bill. And
it's really important that we're calling the U.S. Senators Michael Bennet and Mark Udall right now, because the one thing I'm hearing right now is, quote, I'm not hearing this from my constituents, unquote.
But that's because the constituents aren't aware of it, maybe.
Yeah. So spread the word to your friends. Just get it. It's like literally, it's like a 2-second phone call. Just call them, say, hey, do something on hemp. And, the other thing is, like, we're kind of covered on the, the Congress side. We've got Dana to get, we've got Kaufman, we've got Polis, we've got Perlmutter doing some stuff. So, we're really good on that end. We really need to get our U.S. senators behind us.
Why don't you tell Udall, first of all, maybe if you're not hearing it from your constituents, first of all, they're not saying anything against it. So if it makes sense to you as a leader because it's being presented to you, isn't that your job as a representative of your constituents
Get
to
him,
help?
Get him, David. Get him. Yes.
I should be a lobbyist.
You should be a lobbyist.
I totally should be a lobbyist.
So phone calls are better than emails, do you think, Sam?
I think, I really do. I think emails, and I know, from my experience working in the public sector,
I would think letters are even better.
They are. I mean, eventually you're gonna get the difference being the letters really meh. The difference being, I think, between like a mass email campaign is once you start seeing the same subject thing in a headline, like, oh, I'm just being spammed.
Right.
A lot of these people probably I'm not even a representative. At least I know that's what happens at a local level. I think at least phone calls, make sure you are identifying your name, because they will check this in the voter. They're not they're not gonna put you on a mailing list or anything. You can just say, don't put me on a mailing list. But they need to know who you are, because they need to verify that you're a constituent. Otherwise you're just a crazy person yelling. I used to go through this all the time about how to speak to representatives. Like, don't yell. Don't use form letters. Don't use talking points that you don't know the answer to. Try to inform yourself on the subject that you're going to be speaking on, because there would be people that I would talk to, and I would be able to talk circles around these people, and they had no idea. They just knew that they were angry and that someone told them to call, and so they called. And then once I talked to them about the issue, suddenly they're like, oh, I'm not angry anymore, and your point of view makes total sense. I'm like, exactly. Right. And you need to tell them where you live. Say, I know I'm in his district. This is where I live. If you don't want to give out their address, the NSA is not listening already.
No, it doesn't
silly
matter.
bastards.
I know.
You are being digitized.
Yes. And passing it on to the DEA whenever it's
helpful
for them.
It really is helpful, because they collect. They do analyze that data. They really do. I mean, they don't think they really should. It's not like a credit card company where they share it with 10 other people. They actually just keep that internal to go, wow, in this section, people really give a shit about hemp, and then over here, they really care about guns. They do track this stuff.
Hey, and tell them to get on board with our charity that we're going to be working on.
Oh, yeah, it would be nice.
How was that segue?
I don't know.
It was okay. It was kind of forced. It was forced.
Well, I got one more news item, and then we'll go to
I'm
the
sorry.
charity.
I thought that was the last one. I'm sorry. My apologies.
So anyway, contact your representatives.
Yes.
And then I think the final news item that we were going to talk is the drug czar, Gil.
Oh, yeah?
Kurlikowski.
Bum, bum, bum.
I just love the czar thing.
TSAR is what I like to use. I like to use the Russian spelling.
The Russian spelling, right?
Yeah.
TSAR. But what's funny is how many people, when they first came out with that, I was like, how many kids actually knew what the hell a czar was?
This has been around
how
since
is this scary?
Reagan.
Yeah. Reagan.
I love how they always try to
Carlton
blame
Turner was a drug czar that tried to scam High Times magazine with a paraquat testing
But
kit.
the drug czar, isn't that pretty much saying the drug king if you translate it?
Yeah, it's not democracy.
It's just funny. He's a drug king. Isn't that mean he's the king of drugs? So it doesn't make sense. He's not the king of drugs. He's the king of anti-drugs.
He spends his money on a big palace in Moscow.
No. I'm sorry. Finish
So,
though.
he was not necessarily demoted, not necessarily promoted, sort of made a lateral movement across the way, and now he's the customs commissioner. So now there's an opening for the the Office of the National
the
Drug
drug
Control
czar?
Policy. Yes, this is what the
I'll
drug
be the
czar
drug
does.
czar.
So he really sucked. So
Has there ever been a good drug czar?
I don't think
I don't know either. Actually,
I don't imagine
guessing
so,
not.
considering where we are.
Yeah.
And so it was kind of fun. Huffington Post was throwing out some ideas about, what's going to happen. Is this going to be an opportunity for Obama to really go legacy on this? Which, you're looking at somebody with 2.5 years left in office. I mean, he's going to want to make a legacy for himself. And part of the way could be really changing the dialogue on drugs. Now, I mean, I don't know if he'll be able to make a lot of effective policy, but the drug czar is going to at least be in a position to change the dialogue. He's going to be able to reframe enforcement actions, create a strong public safety discussion, which will give reasons to pass the banking bill, which is huge for a lot of people. He's also going to give the administration an out to let Colorado and Washington and all these other states move forward, especially with hemp. And, and he'll be able to change the whole ONDCP's propaganda machine talking points, which is going to be huge.
That's right. If DARE can drop the reefer madness, they can too, right?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. And that's important, is just changing the dialogue to make sure, people understand that, none of this reefer madness, we're going to use credible science now when we're talking about cannabis.
Well, yeah, we have to go on break, but I think there's there seems to be a theme going on in the past, few months. And Snowden you could say, could have been one of the starts of this. Not the starts, but I think the beginning of the straw that broke the camel's back for the people, I think, of trusting our government. I think all of us have some mistrust of government. And some suspicions of government.
I trust government implicitly. Don't listen to him, government.
She's a
I love you,
lobbyist.
government. I love you.
Yeah.
We're friends.
No matter what side of the aisle you're on. But now it's one of those things, okay, now you have the whole NSA thing coming out. Then you have the DEA utilizing the NSA wireless taps, and they're trying to cover this whole thing up. And then and then talking about what we're talking about here, I think that we're just starting to see enough people are going to just get fed up and just be like, look, you all need to not be in power anymore. And it's great to see the DEA getting the shit that they deserve. We actually give them a lot of shit in this issue too from our cover story. So when we come back from a break, I want to talk about that, but we didn't get to talk about the charity as well. So we need to talk about all of that.
We've got 15 minutes when we get back, right?
Yes, we do.
That's plenty of
15
time.
minutes go by fast though, because that last 15 minutes kind of went by fast on your news segment.
Oh, I kind of spaced out there for a minute. We did news?
My new co-host next week is going to be Erick Hunter.
Let's keep it rolling along.
I know.
We can talk about.
Hey, you want to take us to the break?
Yes. The break is brought to you by Cannabis, safe and effective medicine for 5,000 years.
Oh.
Independent Records and Videos has been your locally owned and operated choice for music, movies, and lifestyle accessories since 1978. Independent Records and Videos has 7 locations from Denver to Colorado Springs to Pueblo to serve your entertainment needs. Whether it's vinyl, CDs, DVDs, books, smoking accessories, or hundreds of other fun and fanciful items, Independent is ready and waiting to make your dreams come true. We are always buying, selling, and trading vinyl, CDs, books, and DVDs, so sell yours and buy ours. Independent Records and Videos, your entertainment headquarters. Check us out at beindependent.com or on Facebook. Tired of dispensary hopping? Trying to find quality meds? Look no further and get to know Greenworks. Our shops are stocked with over 20 strains of organically grown meds, including R4, the highest tested CBD strain in Colorado. Yes, we back up our quality with testing. While Greenworks offers only the highest quality meds, we don't believe in high prices, with eighths ranging from $20 to $40 and ounces capped at $175. With 2 centers in Denver and 1 in Glenwood Springs, we're likely closer than you think. Call 303-647-5210 to find the location nearest you.
I'm Gary Johnson, and you're listening to iCannabis Radio, and I want to say, talk it up, Colorado.
All right, we're back, and we're here with Dr. Erick Hunter, and Miss Samantha Walsh is stepped out for a moment, but she's been kind of out of it for most of the show today.
Nah, she's always spot on.
Oh, yeah. So, hey, we got to talk a little bit about our new issue because, we always talk about it the week it comes out. Magazine hit the streets on Friday, and we didn't do a show last week. And so, new issue, really proud of this article on the cover. We did and it's pertinent to what we just talked about in the last segment. Thank you, on the news.
You're welcome.
In the DEA. And I thought it was very timely that the story broke on the DEA at the same time that our cover came out because
how they're just a bunch of corrupt motherfuckers. I'm just kidding, government.
No, she's really
I
not.
love you guys.
No, she's not kidding.
Don't tap my
No,
house.
it's probably too late. But very brave woman, Miss Belita Nelson. She was actually kind of like a poster child for the DEA. She spoke. She was on Oprah, on Nightline. She actually had her son who was addicted to heroin, and she became a very big advocate.
Yeah, Belita spoke at a couple of the committee hearings this past legislative session.
She was with Hemp Cleans way early on.
Yes, she was.
And what happened with Belita is she actually took a 180-degree turn after working with the DEA. So it's amazing to think that the DEA took their best spokesperson and actually changed her mind against them. So they're their own worst enemy.
Right. They wanted to say a bunch of stuff that wasn't scientific, like the
marijuana had 75% THC.
Yeah, the breeders were coming up with this 75% THC strain,
ridiculous.
and the usual
stuff like that. They actually wanted to put her on the payroll. Learned a little bit about that one. They'd be on the payroll as an informant for the DEA at a cost of $10,000 a month.
Turn over patient files, right?
Well, here's the funny thing. They said whether the information you give us is we use or not, you're getting, because it's not she's not getting paid on a commission. Like you would pay a normal informant, I would say, maybe not. My experience with the informant is like old school movies and stuff, where the guy walks up, in the Vice Squad, and he's like, hey Johnny, here's $50. Tell me where, Fat Boy Slim is or something, and it's like
nice fucking gangster voice from the 30s there.
That was my goal.
Good job,
that was my
James
goal.
Cagney.
Yeah. So and obviously they have him on salary now, and they said whether you tell us something or not, if something comes across your desk that's valid, give it to us, and the most important part, give us all of your patient files, because Belita had this great nonprofit where she was helping rehab, drug addicts, and they're confessing things to her in this under confidence, and she has files on all these patients, and they're asking her to share those. And that's when she was like, "Go to hell," and she said, "I'm done."
And that was against the law. They were asking her to break the HIPAA statute.
She said that. She's like, "So tell me something. You're a federal entity asking me to break a federal law," and then they use the whole greater good argument,
right?
And the greater good to turn on patients who are in rehab trying to get themselves better. What's the point of this?
The ends justify the means.
That's
the
ticket. Yeah, that's it.
Paddy wagon. I don't know why I said that.
No, it works with that voice. Yeah, take it to the paddy wagon.
Drag him out of the
boys.
speakeasy and put him in the paddy wagon.
Well, and if we're going to talk in this voice, we should talk about our New Year's Eve gala.
Because it's going to be back in the 40s.
It is. It's going to be an end of prohibition gala.
You have to know the password to get in.
You do.
What is this gala? What is it? Are we raising any money for charity?
We are raising money for charity. I'm going to get out of the voice so we can be serious about the charity, because it's really near and dear to me, and I think near and dear to you guys as well, of course, because we're all working on this together.
Yes.
One of the reasons why you're here today, Eric. Not actually, it's not. It would just happen to be convenient that you were here.
It was all convenient.
It was really
They dragged me into this. They made me do it.
I know.
So the goal, let me tell you guys, the goal in the first place for me in the magazine was to start being able to give back in some way to the community. And we don't have a lot of money to do that just out of ourselves. So what we do is we utilize the reach we have, and we try to facilitate and bring people together. We didn't know what charity to do, though. I love the idea of doing something in the hemp industry. I love the idea of giving something for cancer research and utilizing cannabis for cancer and all those kind of things. But after talking with Miss Samantha, she was saying that there was an idea going on.
That water tasted terrible. I'm sorry.
About rebuilding hemp homes.
Sorry.
Rebuilding fire victims' homes with hemp materials.
Yeah. Well, I had seen a news article where during the big fire that just happened down in Colorado Springs, there was a home that remained unscathed because it had been painted with fire-resistant paint. And, so when you have the trees are all emblazed And none of the ash was like, I'm sure it's blowing onto this house, but none of it was catching. And it was because it was just a little simple thing like fire-resistant paint. And I thought, wow, can you imagine the kind of damage we would have saved if any of those homes have just been built out of more fire-resistant materials? And hemp actually happens to be a fire-resistant material.
Yes, it does.
And it's, it's very good for the environment. We're trying to launch a hemp, industry here in Colorado. I thought, why not find a way to tie the two together? So we want to find a way to research and develop the building of hemp homes,
Yes.
whether they're built out of hemp concrete, hemp fiberglass, any kind of hemp composites, whatever. We're going to bring any kind of those innovators out there who are like, oh, I've created this brand new cabinetry made out of hemp. I actually know a guy who one day when I was over at Hood Lab came up to me and he said he's a contractor by trade, but at home, in his backyard, he just plays with hemp. Like he just grows it kind of privately on his own, and
That's
see
great.
what kind of cool like new building materials he can make. Like he's a hobby. That's his hobby.
That's awesome.
And just so to have all these people who create this stuff, bring it to the table, bring all your new green energy ideas. We're going to make sure that we can get them rated, certified, tested, and approved for building.
Right.
And then we're going to build 4 homes, and then we're going to donate them to people who've lost their homes in the fires.
So this is what I love. So Sam kind of explained all this to me, and my initial idea with our New Year's Eve gala was that we were going to put up a vote for a charity, because I love the idea of letting the cannabis industry and all of our readers decide on the charity. And I still love that idea, but I love this idea so much, and I really wanted to, because it basically encompassed everything that the Hemp Connoisseur magazine's about.
Yeah.
It's helping the hemp industry. It's helping the marijuana industry increase its image in the industry, in the community, as a valid industry that gives back.
Yeah.
And it also we're doing this upscale black tie event. And I thought it would be great to kind of help change that image and show past going to future, end of prohibition, end of one era, moving into a new era, and to moving and helping propel us moving to this new era of hemp materials.
Yeah, and we understand there's a long-term goal. I mean, this is going to be quite the process. You know,
is.
If you want to have 100% hemp home built, I mean, you've got to have the flooring people who create their flooring, and I'm sure there's people who already do hemp flooring, and there are people who do hemp insulation. Right now, it's about recreating these products in Colorado, maybe creating some new techniques in Colorado, having people build this trade literally from the ground up, because our goal is to use Colorado grown hemp, which isn't going to be able to be harvested until next summer, 2014. So yeah, we understand this is a process that's going to take a while.
Right, but this money's going to help that process
it's going to help
move
that
along.
process a lot. The more people that get involved, the more money we get. If it's $10, if it's $50, if you're a carpenter and you're like, no, I'm going to donate my service to building this house. If you're a construction home, if you're a boutique construction home building company, and this is something you want to donate your time to.
Donate your time to it.
That's
yes.
exactly what we need. We need all sorts of
Jimmy
brain
Carter,
power.
come on down.
Yes, if you're if you're flooring people, if you're lighting people, and you're like, oh well, we have a bamboo line or even a hemp line or LED lighting. I mean, we want to make this home as green as possible.
Yes.
Insulation people, yeah.
Yeah,
And we already have people working on this.
Yeah.
We have Team Hemp House with our friend Jason Love.
Yes,
And we
He's
have Josh.
he's doing a lot of the legwork on the research behind that, and the architecture, and the stuff that really the horse part,
Yeah.
we don't want to put the cart before horses. But Jason's our horse on this.
But the New Year's Eve gala
Yes.
is going to be to raise money to get this program kick-started.
Yes.
And I think that's why, I love it, because it's the marijuana industry helping hemp industry, helping Coloradans.
Yes.
And helping the image of both industries all at the same time.
Yeah, it's going to be real. If you are one of those, unique or individual sort of boutique industries that wants to get involved in hemp and create a hemp product, this is going to help launch your business, because you're going to get amazing PR on it. We're going to do either a Kickstarter, an Indiegogo, or something with it. We've already got several capital investors interested who want to, that's what they want to do. They're like, nope, I'm going to create a hemp home building industry here in Colorado. So we're going to help them create it from the ground up. They're going to help us from the top down. Hopefully do a dollar for dollar match on these funds, which would be great. So if we can get $1 million from the community around the United States, we could get $1 million from an investor.
So this is new charity. I mean,
charity.
It's so new that
So brand new.
You're not going to be able to do much. It was a teaser ad in the magazine, really, to let people know about our New Year's party and to get ready for it, because it's going to be an awesome gala event. It's going to be open bar, food.
Well, in the
provided.
meantime, you could donate to Rocky Mountain Hemp Association since it's hosted by them, and that's where pretty much all of our funds are going anyways.
Exactly. But any information that you want to know about this and keep up with it, you can keep up with Rocky Mountain Hemp Association. It'll be on the Hemp Connoisseur's Facebook page as well. So we'll be updating people on the New Year's Eve Gala and on Healing Homes.
And who else do we have helping us on this, donating time and materials?
So we have
far?
several people who are interested in this project. We have Josh and JP who have been promoting the idea of a hemp house for over a year now. And their company is
Colorado Industrial Hemp Supply.
There you go. And we also have John with Interior Hemp Products from California, who's contacted Jason and myself about providing wallboard. So we already have the materials in place to start outfitting a small, modest home that can be put in place right at the burn site of the old house, and we're going to get a family in there. That's our goal.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm going to hopefully take care of zoning regs, all that kind of stuff that we need.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of nuts and bolts
there's
that
a
have
lot
to
of
be
nuts
taken
and
care
bolts
of.
on this, yeah.
But that's what the idea of this is let's get this rolling. Let's get some money into this industry. Let's help boost it. And the thing is, it's helping the industry at the same time as it's helping people, which I think is going to help move this forward much faster.
I know. And wouldn't it be nice if, I don't know, maybe there was some sort of law or regulation that said that you get first priority in building your homes if you're building them out of fire-resistant materials, especially if you're building them in these high-risk zones.
Yeah, and I think you should be able to get a discount on your
See
insurance.
how much I love government? I'm creating new laws all the time.
But no, you should get a discount on insurance for in that
or
area.
something, even a discount on insurance. Absolutely. I think that's
At the very least.
that just came
Now that's the next part. Now we have to get insurance companies to be able to rate it so they can give a
or
discount.
they could fund it too.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Progressive insurance.
Yeah, they're very
Progressive
pro-
insurance, very pro
pro-cannabis.
cannabis. So we need to get we're gonna get an interview
Flo.
with them.
I want to meet Flo. She's so awesome.
Oh my God. I could see you and Flo having some really very bizarre marriage in Bizarro land.
Oh, I'm already
wow.
married.
I know. I'm saying an alternate
in
reality.
an alternate reality.
in a friendly way.
Well, in an alternate reality, the show would still be going on, but we actually do have to wrap this baby up.
Did we go over?
We are right at 5:00, so we are going to go over. It's going to take us a second to finish up. Because you know what we didn't talk about, we didn't have time to talk about, was what we all did this weekend. We don't have time for that, do we? We have time. Chris is like, yeah, we got to talk about that. Chris is usually like, hey, let's end it. But all right, so Samantha, Chris, our wonderful producer, and myself, and quite a few other people from the Hemp Connoisseur and iCannabis, we all got together, and CannabisTube.net, actually, I should say. We went to Bongathon. We've had our Bongathon.
That was the battle cry.
That was all weekend.
All weekend.
All weekend.
Oh, it was awful.
It went early in the morning. Late at night. Didn't matter.
Didn't matter.
Yeah.
Just people yelling out
Yeah,
bonk.
it was okay because I slept through it because, God, we had more cannabis in our system
I
in
don't know
those
what you're
3
talking
days
about.
than I normally have in 3 months.
Just kidding.
Chris was actually a competitor in the 5-man hookah. And
and he got his ass kicked by Adam Dunn.
okay, so Chris got his ass kicked, but he.
Oh, did you just turn my microphone off? That's not very nice.
Everybody got their ass kicked by Adam Dunn.
Everybody got their ass kicked.
And
by
here's
Adam
the
Dunn.
funniest thing about this whole thing is that Adam, he was not a competitor. He did not sign up to be a competitor. One of the teams for the 5-man hookah just didn't show up in time. And so they said, oh, well, let's create a little celebrity hookah team. And it was Adam Dunn, of course, from Hood Lab. And who else was it?
A couple glass blowers.
It was the MC, a couple glass blowers.
The MC did a good job having to fill up a lot of time, actually, up there because there was a lot of issues.
Doing his weird solo singing.
Yeah, there was fire. What?
The MC from
Los Marihuanas, yes. And those guys crushed it. This team that gets put together, and we're filming it.
In an event that normally takes 15, 14 minutes.
15 to 14 minutes, right? And what did they do it in? What was
8
it?
minutes.
8 minutes. Now, here's the thing. We're filming beforehand, and they were on the stage, so Samantha was covering them on the stage.
I was totally filming.
She filmed them on the stage, so I can't wait to see that film footage. But I'm watching the teams, and you're in the team with Mark Rice, who killed it all weekend, won the individual competition, won the relay.
Oh, yeah, he was on fire. You guys were literally, but they were only 20 seconds behind.
They were only 20 seconds behind. So you guys were actually going fast. But it was funny because I'm watching it, and poor Chris, man, because you can hang, and they thought you could hang, but man, you were blowing out like wispy smoke, and their stuff was so thick. So if anybody who hasn't done a hookah, if you're all sucking on at the same time, it's kind of hard. If you're not sucking as hard as everybody else, you're not going to get as much as everybody else. Man, Mark was It was the densest smoke you'd ever seen. And like you started coughing, you almost started turning pale, if you could be pale. And meanwhile, you're telling me Adam just...
Oh, Adam didn't move his mouth from the hookah once. It was like this. It was just, you can't really see on the video, but he just like this the whole time. And the blowtorch never let go. Just in the zone. I was like, he's one of those people that's mastered how to like breathe in through his lungs, out through his nose, like and never
Michael
stop.
Phelps.
Yeah, seriously, it was like Michael Phelps. And so, like, would you say that he kind of single-handedly like carried the team?
He might have. I think
he
was doing a bunch of dab contests after that too, off the record. And
but here's the other thing. So let me say this about Adam Dunn though, because we do an interview. You do an interview with him afterwards.
Yeah.
And I actually wasn't there for the interview because I had to go run and do something else. But like the thing that you guys had told me was it was like he hadn't smoked a bowl at all.
Oh.
And they just downed 5 guys down an ounce in 8 minutes.
I fear for the day that Adam Dunn gets his blood tested because that's going to be a THC level that no one has ever seen in this
Can
world.
anybody hit 3,000 nanograms? Is that possible? But it just didn't matter to Adam. I mean, that's old school, man. That's a little legend.
They were treating him on like a little. He is a little of a celebrity, but they are just really enamored with him. At
They
Bong
were.
Bong.
They were.
Great.
Well, dude, and then he kind of backed it up by winning.
Oh, he did. Yeah, he
hookah.
definitely walks the
Crazy.
walk.
Now, so that was a great event. Bongathon was fun. There was some crazy. Look, if you guys have never been to Bongathon before, next year I think is going to be huge.
Oh, it's great. Hey, you just camp, and if you want it like camp luxury style, you can do it.
Well, we got to do a shout out to Jenny Cush because they camp next
Top
to the Hemp
Shelf
Connoisseur
Extracts, yes.
and Top Shelf Extracts, and they hooked up an awesome campsite. They had like a propane fire burner coming out of some blue glass on a tiled coffee table. Blue rocks. And then a couch. I mean, I was like, I'd never been camping like this before. This is a little lounging.
Their tents were inside of a tent.
Yeah. They had a serious campsite. Like, I was like, okay, I didn't even think of a way to do camping like this. Not that I'm going to do it like that.
Do that next year.
We're doing that next year.
Oh, we're totally hooking it up next year. We're already like, we're getting a camper. We're going to like hook up a whole fire. Oh, yeah. We're going nuts next year. But the other event we had to do, because we didn't get to stay Saturday night, which was kind of a bummer. We got there Friday, camped Friday night, all day Saturday, hailstorm, somebody some idiot set a fire, which was ridiculous out in the open field. Oh, he got caught, though. Oh, and here, by the way, don't anybody ever mess with Bongathon, guys. Because this dude gets caught setting a fire. Mm-hmm. And
yes.
they found him, they videotaped him, they went back to his campground, grabbed his keys and the other 6 keys of everybody in the campground in his group, even though they had nothing to do with it, and then made them walk down the dirt road, which is a long-ass dirt road, by the way. It's like 10 miles plus. Made them walk down the dirt road and had cops pick them up. So, just go to Bongathon and have a good time. Don't be some idiot instead of... Yeah, exactly.
Douchebag stay wherever you're from.
Exactly. Because it's not going to be tolerated, obviously. And just imagine the walk they had to do.
Walk of shame.
And then they had to come back to get the car.
So then we went to the clinic golf tournament.
And then
we had to come back for clinic.
we had to come back for the clinic golf tournament to cover the clinic golf tournament, and that was an awesome event as well.
I got to actually impromptu golf for Denver Relief because Ian Sieb missed his tee time.
Yeah, Ian did
fun.
not make his tee time, and then did Chris.
I was so bad we had to have Chris do it.
Chris jumped in and was like a ringer for a few holes, man. He came in, dude. I had no idea you could golf, Chris, because Chris is like Mr. Dab and just chilling, always high and everything. And I'm like, oh, he's not a golfer. He's a disc golfer. And he goes up and he just takes one swing, and everybody in the team was like, oh, dude, you're playing with us from now. And it was funny because you could see it was like he was being recruited.
Yeah.
He's like, can I just get one hit? Sure. And next thing you know, they're like, can you play for us, please?
Yeah, I don't even think they were keeping score. They were just drawing pictures the whole time. Yeah. I loved Denver Relief.
But look, fun event.
Yeah.
Great charity event. Another great.
I think they raised over 40,000.
About 40,000. Yeah, around that. So
MS.
for MS. So, hats off to the clinic. Hats off to Ryan Cook, who was, my understanding, is the person who's like the head management of that.
Ryan's
and
awesome.
The whole staff was awesome. The staff at City Park Golf Course was really great.
Yeah.
Just love those guys there.
Ryan had the best outfit there. Yeah.
Ryan
he was
did
dressed
have the best
like
outfit.
a 1980s villain.
He kind of was.
Like the evil frat boy from the 1980s, college
he was,
comedies.
From the Nerd.
Yes, he looked like totally.
Revenge of the Nerds. He was like Prep Boy from Revenge of the Nerds, or Pretty in Pink, or whatever. Yeah,
his little neon shorts.
It was awesome.
I love Ryan.
Yeah, but no, great event, a lot of fun, great money raised. One of those examples of how the cannabis industry is really giving back to the community.
why not? Because like we're good people. We actually give a shit about how this world runs, which is the whole reason that we care about cannabis. You know?
Exactly. And on that note,
we
are definitely running late. We had to get that in. No, shout out to Bongathon and the clinic.
When are we moving to 2 hours?
When we get more sponsors.
Okay, sponsor us. Because everyone knows you want to hear this. Keep going.
Yeah, they do.
Because it's awesome.
They do. Because they can keep going. 2 hours is better time.
2 hours of Sam is amazing.
Yeah. All right. And thanks again, Dr. Erick Hunter, for joining us today. It's always fun to have you on.
Thank
you.
you
For asking me to be here.
Eric.
Thank you, Miss Samantha Walsh, for showing up occasionally today.
How can people get a hold of you?
Rocky Mountain Hemp Association.org.
All right. Make sure you pick up your newest copy of the Hemp Connoisseur magazine out there. Great article on the cover. And if you cannot find it, you can go to thcmag.com to get an electronic copy of it. So I don't want to hear anybody complaining that they didn't get a chance to read this issue. Until next time, peace, love, and happiness.